Also, I also just want to have a quick chat about this indictment of Diddy's, which I don't know why lawyers think that they're smart, but this form is just, there's something really annoying about it. Okay, throughout the whole form, it uses Diddy's name. I don't know if it's not focusing. For decades, I keep saying seen. Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. Okay, this is mentioned about 15 times throughout the whole thing. So it's like it's mentioned there, 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 it's mentioned there. It's mentioned. It's just constantly. It's mentioned there and there. It's almost like every single point or every single half point. They can't just say Sean Combs. It's Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. I mean, do they not know how stupid that sounds for it to be mentioned? It's almost like they're pretending to be smart by having this big document that's 14 pages long when really there's just massive spaces in between and it's just spread out and it's repetitive and it's ridiculous. And it's like they're trying to take something that's not real and just spread it out to make it seem real. But the fact that they can't remember Sean Combs, who they're talking about. You know, if you're writing an indictment against someone, why would you need to... Okay, you need to say the name so you know you're talking about. But to have AKA this, AKA this, AKA this, AKA this, AKA this, it's like, what do you need to be reminded this many times on who you're talking about? It's obvious that it's about Sean Combs. So why did that need to be mentioned 15 times? AKA this, AKA this. It's almost like you're talking to someone that's got... whoever's written this, it's almost like they've deliberately written it for someone with extreme Alzheimer's disease and they aren't able to remember. You know, point 8, this, Sean, aka this, aka this, aka... I know who you're talking about, point 9. Who's Sean Combs again? Oh, no, I've forgotten. Oh, no, who's Sean? P. Diddy, yeah. Yeah, okay, I remember. And then point 9. Like, literally, for every single point, or most of the points, they can't just say his name. They have to do a reminder of who. It's kind of like, imagine I'm writing a form about me, and every time I say my name, I have to be like... the blonde girl, the one who lives in Birmingham, the one who's this here, and just give like a very detailed description of who I am, and then to write a whole form where every single time I mention my name, I have to say AKA. Doesn't that just seem so odd? It's like whoever wrote this thinks that whoever is reading this can't remember who it's about, so they've had, and then some of the other points, which I thought was an attempted, aided, abetted, willingly caused the same, to wit, Combs recruited, enticed, harboured, transported and maintained a person, victim 1, and attempted to aid, abet, willingly cause victim 1 to engage in commercial sex acts unknowing in reckless disregard of the fact that victim A was engaging in commercial sex acts as a result of force. So it's like this whole thing is supposed to be an indictment against him, and yet all these words: recruited, there's nothing wrong with recruited; enticed, there's nothing wrong with being enticed; there's harboured, what's wrong with harboured? Transported, there's nothing wrong with transported. Maintained, that can be good and bad. Attempted, aimed at, like, I'm a dyslexic, so I cannot understand forms. But why the hell do lawyers talk like this? I mean, is this supposed to be you being smart? I don't understand why. This is ridiculous. This is just like saying how can you take a sentence, try and add as many words into it as possible so that it doesn't make any sense, and it's just a bunch of transported, maintained, person, victim one, and attempted, aimed at, abetted, willful, caused. What the fuck is this? I'm dyslexic, so I can't read. But this is I can read, but I can't read when people are trying to be smart and they just use stupid language like this. I mean, I really think that lawyers or whoever wrote this is either just pissing about and just trying to pretend to be a lawyer, because this is how our lawyers just being like, you know, I'm a lawyer, I have to write like a lawyer, and then I'm just going to just try and get as many words as I possibly can to fill it into some sort of sentence to make it sound like I'm like. The only thing that's wrong with all those things is the as a result of force, fraud, or correction or can't even read that word. If you've got a whole thing that's like 4 pages long and the only crime actually listed on that is a forced fraud and a word that I can't even read, you know, I really wish forms were not like this. If you write an indictment, this person is being arrested for taking person A, doing person A, doing this, and yeah, you don't need to say transported, blah 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 blah, because it's like this is an indictment. So all the things on this list should be a crime. There's nothing wrong with recruiting. There's nothing wrong with enticing. There's nothing wrong at Harvard. I'm not really sure what Harvard is, but transporting, maintained. It's like you're listing all the things that he's done wrong, and yet none of these words are. The only thing that's wrong is force. So the sentence should actually just be about Sean Combs forced victim one to do A, B, and C. I mean, that's what it should be. So what is this? And this is, I hate forms, but I hate people who think that writing like this is intelligence when really you don't understand any of it, because it's just like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? Like there's no what. Victim A also got £30 million for whatever. I mean, I don't even think that is the truth. I'm just, anyway, whatever.